I think, found out from her dad, Rocky Hudson. She came up to me over the summer and she's like, "Oh, hey, yeah, I'm going to school in Italy." And I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." And it was, told me that it was all paid for, and she was basically going for free. I thought, there's no way. So I looked into it a little bit more and applied. Didn't really have much of an idea of what it was, and here I am, I'm part of the United World Colleges now.
All right, what made you want to go? Like, what was the incentives?
Well, the fact that it's a free education, and everything's paid for, and that you can pretty much do whatever you want when you get there. When I was here at Marshall County, I was on the AP track. By my sophomore year, I was in 4 AP classes in senior math. I was kind of in this state of I didn't have anywhere else really much more to do. I was kind of stuck, at least academically, and I was bored. I was bored and I was looking for something different. And UWC offered me a chance for a harder education as well as a harder experience. You know, you have extracurriculars from like right as soon as classes end at like 3 o'clock till maybe midnight that night. And you're constantly going, but it's extremely fun. And you have this experience with people from like 80 different cultures that makes for a really fun time as a kid.
How did you apply?
So you apply online, you fill out an application, it doesn't take more than a couple hours. When you submit that, you go through an interview process, if you get offered an interview. The first interview process is 130 people that are offered interviews, and then it cuts down to 75 that attend in-person interviews. And then it is 50 that are selected, 25 go abroad, and 25 stay in the U.S.
Which college did you select?
Out of the 15 schools, I selected, or I ranked them, you rank them. I was selected for UWC USA, that's the one that they gave me. It was either number 5 or number 6 on my list. I had 12 choices at the time, there's been 3 new schools since I've been at UWC during my 2 years. Just to name a couple, there's UWC Pearson in Canada, there's Costa Rica, Adriatic in Italy, there's Wales and the UK. There is Lipo Chun in Hong Kong, there's Swaziland in Africa. Just to name a few, there's tons in Europe though.
What were some adjustments that you had to make from coming from Marshall County to United World College?
UWC is really this great mixture between high school and college. You live on your own. You live in a dorm room. I'm an RA for my dorm. So I live in a dorm full of 40 boys. There's 6 dorms. You know, you live, eat, and sleep in the same place that you study. And it's really cool to get to see that experience early on. You also have to adjust to the fact that not everybody can speak perfect English, and they're not going to always understand what you're saying. And also, you know, your peers can be your biggest critic at schools like this. And you have to learn from each other, and you have to be able to communicate effectively. So that was a huge adjustment, was being able to be politically correct, or always knowing exactly the right way to word things was always really important when going to UWC, because you literally had everyone from around the world, and everybody gets easily offended.
What are some like major differences between going to school and living here versus going to school and living in New Mexico?
So first off, if you want to talk about New Mexico versus Kentucky, New Mexico is dry, they have no water. So it's not much fun when it comes to the amount of water sports that we have around here and things that you can do on the water. You can't necessarily do that. But really looking at the type of program that you have here at Marshall County High School versus UWC, you get a much more rigorous experience when it comes to academics. Every class is like an AP class. So you end up taking 6 AP classes over the course of 2 years, and you work hard. And it's not easy, but it's definitely worth it. You open up the college options much more. Instead of focusing on going to Kentucky schools after you graduate, or instead of focusing on going to schools near Kentucky, you end up focusing on schools either across the U.S., Canada, or internationally. I could have applied anywhere, and I can get in almost anywhere because of UWC. The question is, how hard will I work? And that's one of the biggest differences that I see at Marshall versus what I see at UWC. And at UWC, you just open yourself up to a lot more, and you do a lot more, because you make yourself more available.
What are some advantages you have, or I guess that you would get from going to UWC versus just stay at the high school?
Well, I've already mentioned the university options, and at UWC we have this thing called the Davis List, where there's about 80 colleges on this list that will that get funding if you go to them. There's this man named Shelby Davis who pays $20,000 in your name if you decide to attend one of these schools. And it gives the university more of an opportunity to give you that money, but also will take that money in as an incentive to bring you into their program. Also, it's all paid for, so it's more like a why not, why wouldn't you do this kind of thing at UWC. And I would say, there's a lot of advantages from an international experience at a young age. You become fluent in other languages, you meet friends from all over the world, you have contacts constantly. One of the coolest things I think that I have after leaving UWC is I can go anywhere in the world and I never have to pay for somewhere to stay. I have a friend in every country that I could go stay with, and that's really cool.
Is there any downsides to having to go to UWC?
Yeah, of course there are. You miss out on your regular, high school experience. I don't get to go to a prom. I don't get to go to homecoming. I don't also get to really experience the things that a normal high schooler would, say, at Marshall County High School. I know that my friends get to live a separate life here, and I have grown farther apart from my friends at home, but I've grown much closer to the ones away. It's hard to stay in contact, especially when you're far away and you're busy. Just as my friends are busy here, and I'm also busy in New Mexico. It can be rough and it can be tough, but you have to make that decision. But you do miss out on a high school experience, on a normal, stereotypical high school experience. But in some ways that's okay. In some ways it's really cool to have this international experience where you get to experience something you'll never experience again.
All right, thanks. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Muksana. My friends usually call me Boogie. I'm from Mongolia.
Hi, my name is Joseph. I'm from Hong Kong.
Hi, I'm Peter from the Bahamas.
Hi, my name's Alex. I'm from Prince Edward Island, Canada.
Hi everyone, my name is Hangun and I'm from Cambodia.
Hi, my name's Georgia. I'm from Australia.
Hello, my name's Dominic. I'm from Malaysia and my mother tongue is English, though our national language is Malay.
And my mother tongue is Khmer.
I speak English and Cantonese.
My mother language is Mongolian.
And my mother tongue is English, which is not very exciting.
What one word would I put to my UWC experience? Passion.
Phenomenal.
Maravilloso.
Awesome.